All right, guys, we're doing a new language study, okay? The one that we did last week looks the same to this, like this one, okay? But the other one was part A. This one's part B, all right? So before we do this, we're actually going to watch a little video, okay? And we're going to be talking about dialogue tags.
Welcome to Grammar for Kids, Chapter 4, Punctuating Dialogue, Part 1. What is a dialogue? A dialogue is a conversation between two characters. A dialogue can tell a story, explain a character's reaction, or help the reader understand what the main character is thinking. A dialogue contains what the character said and the dialogue tag. The sentence that the character says begins and ends with quotation marks. In the sentence below, "Do you like cake?" Tina asked. "Do you like cake?" is the sentence that Tina says, and "Tina asked" is the dialogue tag. In a dialogue, quotation marks belong before the first word and after the final word that the character says. When you think of quotation marks, think of a door that opens and closes. The opening quotation mark opens the dialogue and begins the spoken sentence. In the sentence below, "The city looks beautiful at night," said Jean. The opening quotation mark goes before the word "the," since "the" is the first word of the spoken sentence. The closing quotation mark closes the sentence and lets the reader know that the spoken sentence is complete. In the sentence below, "The city looks beautiful at night," said Jean. The closing quotation mark goes after night, the final word that Jean says. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and add quotation marks before and after the following character dialogue sentences. In a dialogue, the first letter of the first word is capitalized. In the sentence below, "Don't you love baking cupcakes?" asked Karen. The D in "don't" is capitalized because "don't" is the first word that Karen says. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and capitalize the first letter of each character dialogue.
All right, so it says, "Please save my dog." Which letter needs to be capitalized? Just tell me. Please, the letter P and please, right? How about the next one where it says, "What room is he in?" What? The W and what, right? And then, "Don't worry," said the kind man. Don't. So it's the first letter of what the person says.
Here are the correct responses. The dialogue tag tells the reader who is speaking and how they are speaking. In the sentence below, "I really like playing fetch, bark Rover." The dialogue tag is bark Rover. Bark is how Rover spoke, and Rover is the who, or in this case, what spoke. The comma separates the spoken words from the dialogue tag. In the sentence below, "I had a great time at the party," said Jessica. The comma separates the spoken words from the dialogue tag. The position of the comma depends on where the dialogue tag is in the sentence. Think of the comma as a separator. If the dialogue tag comes after the spoken words, the comma belongs right before the closing quotation mark. If the dialogue tag comes before the spoken words, the comma belongs after the dialogue tag to separate the spoken words from the dialogue tag. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and place the commas in their proper positions. Remember, the comma either goes before the dialogue tag, inside the closing quotation mark, or after the dialogue tag.
All right, let's look at this. Where do you think in the first sentence it says, "Listen to me so you don't get lost," said Mr. Smith. Where does the comma go? Before said Mr. Smith. So after lost? Okay, let's probably be easier. We just said after lost. How about this one? Sarah whispered, "Don't go too far at night." Where does the quotation mark go? Allison? Okay, after what word? Whispered, yes. That's because to be a little bit more specific, just like that. And then the other one says, um, it says, go clean your room and wash the dishes, my mom said. Where's the comma go, Aaron? After dishes. Let's see what she says.
Here are the correct responses.
Yep, we were right. Look.
In the next chapter, we will review there.
All right, let's do a couple examples, okay? So go to this packet. Go to the first page, which is page 14. Remember what it says. We're talking about a dialogue tag is a short phrase that is before, after, or in between a quotation mark. Okay, it says Jose asked, do you think it will rain today? Okay, so the phrase Jose asked, this phrase right here, that's the dialogue tag. Okay, where it says, I have a new umbrella, explained Emily. Am I excited to try it? I am excited to try it out. Okay, this phrase, explain Emily, is the dialogue tag. Okay, it says, why don't you check the weather forecast on your phone? Suggested Carly. Suggested Carly is the dialogue tag. Okay, can you underline those three things for me, please? Now let's do a couple together, okay? And you're gonna do the rest for me. It says add quotation marks to each sentence. Okay. Then it says highlight the dialogue tag with a yellow marker. All right, so again, it says add quotation marks to each sentence. Okay, so you're putting quotation marks around what the person exactly said. So let's see. There's a 50% chance of rain this afternoon, reported Emily. Okay, so where does the open quotation mark goes? The first one. In front of what? Or before what word? To say it. Where? Okay, that's one. Where goes the other one? Just tell me. Theirs. And right before theirs at the beginning of the sentence, okay? Then it says to highlight a dialogue tag, okay? So, what's the dialogue tag in that sentence? Just say it. Reported Emily. So that's what I highlight. All right, let's do number 2. It says, Emily asked, do you think I should take my new umbrella to school? I need to put quotation marks around what Emily said. So where does the first quotation marks go? In front of what? Or before what word? So after asked? Yes. And then where? After school, right after the comma, right? The question mark. And what's the dialogue tag? Emily asked. I need to highlight that.